Okay, teachers, so these are your two tools. You will have a spelling bee binder that has your list of words, your scoring sheets, and your rules, just in case you need them. And you will have a slideshow that you will put up on the screen. It will take you and the students through the instructions of the bee, and it will give you a great resource as you move through your bee. Okay? As soon as your bee is over, you're going to flip your binder over to the back and scan the QR code, which will take you to a Google form where you can report your spelling bee winners and your runners up, because we will want to print them certificates and celebrate. As we open up the binder, the first section is your list of words for the spelling bee. You are going to open up to page 19 because this is where the to-be classroom lists start. Okay, so we're going to start with word number 76. All right, so all of your words are gorgeous and inside here. If the word is a homonym, it will say it. So, for example, number 77 says, say to spell it, right? This word has a homonym and could be confused with another word. If that is the case, you're going to tell the part of speech and the definition before they even spell. All right, so you have your list of words. You also have a score tab. So if you are to turn that, you're going to notice you have, there we go, okay, a how-to sheet, which shows you exactly how to keep record. You do have to write down the person who is spelling exactly what they say and if it's correct or not correct. Okay, there's plenty of sheets in this section for you. I've included lots of sections in here because I hear we may have multiple rounds. All right, then the very last tab is rules. Okay, so our spelling bee rules are in here. Really the main thing you need to know is that when you go to pronounce a word, right, you say the word, the speller says the word back and then spells it out and then ends by saying the word again. The spellers are allowed to ask you for things like, can I have a definition? Will you use it in a sentence? Can you tell me the part of speech? Okay, are there any alternate pronunciations? But I'm gonna take you through all that in just a second. Okay, so you have your binder, okay? And if you turn the binder on the back, this is another thing that's very important for you to know. This QR code on the back of your binder will take you to a Google form that Dr. Prusak has asked that we enter our winners of our classroom bees and our runners up. So when you're done with your bee and you have your results, you're going to scan this QR code and enter those results so that we can contact parents and celebrate these kiddos with some certificates and awards. All right, so that is your binder. Now I'm gonna take you through a slideshow, which will literally walk you through what to say to your kids and holding your bee. I'll be back. All right, and we're back. So this is the little Canva presentation that I've made for us. And I say us because, yes, as you may have heard, I will be running my own first classroom spelling bee for Miss Harper. So I'm kind of excited. So I made us something just so we wouldn't have to panic or worry about what needs to happen. So I'm gonna send you this link so that all we have to do is bring up the slideshow on a big screen or projection in our classroom, and it will take us through everything. So you'll notice it says at the bottom, we begin with to-be words. Teachers start on page 19 with number 76. That's what I was showing you about the binder. So all you do, it's there for you what page to turn to and everything. Then as you navigate to the next slide, it tells us what to do. Let's get in order. 1, 2, 3. We'll stay in this order all through the B. If you choose for your kids to be in number order that you've already created, fabulous. If you want to put them in order of like alphabetically, that's fine. You put them in whatever order you'd like, but they have to stay in that same order throughout the B. Right? Piece of cake. Okay? Next. And we go. All right. This shows you and the kids what it's gonna sound like and what they need to do. So it says, I say a word, you say it too, spell it, say it, then you're through. That's all they have to remember. Okay, all you have to remember. If you navigate to the next slide, it even has a little practice card. So you can say, let's practice. Your word is cat. And the student would say, cat, C-A-T, cat. And you would let them know if that's correct or not correct. At this time also, they do need to know that they have some options. So it says, if I need help, what can I say? Guys, I would leave this particular slide up on my big screen throughout the B because it's just helpful for them to know what their options are if they're nervous and don't know how to spell it. So if I say, your word is cat, the student could be like, can I have the definition? Or can you use it in a sentence? May I have the part of speech? What is the language of origin? Are there any alternate pronunciations? These are the only questions they can ask. Anything else is not allowed. So having this up for them is helpful, especially if they've never been in a spelling bee before. Dun, 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 dun. Homonyms. This I quickly touched on with that binder. This is the one time where you're gonna say something a little bit different. So with most of the words, you're just saying, your word is cat. And they say, cat, C-A-T, cat. Well done. Next speller, right? Okay, so if it's a homonym, and like I showed you in the binder, it says it's a homonym, and it will literally say, tell the speller, right? So if a word can be confused with another word, then you automatically provide the word's part of speech and definition, but again, it says that word for word in the spelling bee binder. So no worries there, but it's there just to remind us. And as a pronouncer, these are our options. We will say either, and this is good for the kids to know before we start. So this takes them through it, right? Your teacher's either gonna say, that is correct, and you'll go sit down and you will get to spell again in the next round. Or the teacher or the pronouncer is going to say, that is not correct. You'll go sit down. You will not spell again in the next round. Highly suggest this being a great time to go through with your students and talk about how we react in a spelling bee and how we celebrate and how we also accept defeat, right? So it's a great SEL moment. So when you're ready to prepare the morning of, what I would highly suggest is putting your slideshow up on the screen, ready to roll. Okay, I would go ahead and turn my bee binder to page 19 and where you're going to be starting with word number 76. Okay, that way you'll be ready to go. Inside, you'll notice that there are scoring sheets. Okay, I've put a bunch in there. You may need more. I'm not sure how many you will need, but I'll make sure we have plenty of copies of these. But it also shows you how to keep score. You're basically gonna say, we're in round 1, okay? Who's spelling, write exactly the letters they give you, whether or not they spelled correctly. Okay, so we just have to have documentation of what they actually said in case we have any questions. So we're very formal. But guys, it should be great. We've totally got this. We're gonna be buzztastic. All right, happy spelling.